Hey y'all.
Hi guys, it's me, the Shannon681. Welcome. Come on in. Joey, I don't know if you're still here, but thank you, love.
I loved Andrea, guys.
Well,
Hold on. I think every Saturday should have a. Oh, let me take my hair down so I look young.
so you look young? Is that what you said?
So I look young.
Oh, okay.
I want every single one of your live streams, your Saturday night live streams, to have a segment in the beginning. Cat's Corner. I talk about my day.
Okay.
But right now you're blocking my view.
I'm sorry,
And
honey.
that's really rude.
I'm so sorry. Hi guys. Hello, Peas, Deborah, Trey Horse, Daphne, hello. How are you?
Oh, guys.
I hope that I've got 17 timelines. Why have I written the timeline down 45 times? Here's one. Here's one.
This is gonna be nice.
She got a new toy, so she has to come in here and play with it.
It's a fun toy.
I hope everybody's having a good day. Cold here. I don't like it. Oh shit. I'm gonna warn you. Hey, sorry. Hey, warrior grandma.
What is that?
This is probably my married daughter. This is probably I'm prepared, but I've been kind of busy for a week. Y'all know, my mom is Teresa. I keep forgetting that my mom is 80 years old because I just don't, it's not in my brain. So honestly, I do not know how a fall and a broken wrist results in a week at the hospital and then another 2 weeks at rehab. I don't understand what has happened.
Because I know everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, she had the brain bleed when she first,
yeah,
and so
she has Parkinson's too.
Well, she has Parkinson's, but she had the brain bleed, and then they took another one, and it was a discrepancy whether something was there or not. Some people said it was, some people said it wasn't. They took another one, and it was nothing there, so that was eliminated. That. But the condition that she is in right now, I don't understand at all. She's been at the rehab
48 hours.
48 hours, yeah. So there's been no rehab going on because, I guess it's the weekend. Yeah. She's just right now helpless. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my grandmother's 103. I mean, so
yeah,
we have a long line of being stubborn and not, So anyway, I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know. I had to go over there yesterday and almost tear the place down.
So I had to go and hold her back.
Yeah. And then my husband went with me today. Thank you, traders, because she needs it. We all need it. Yeah. I'm confused. There's, and a Monday, I guess I'll call the doctor and figure out what the hell's going on. I don't know. Well, she's got to have a primary.
There?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Me when it's time for Cat's Corner.
All right, Cat's Corner. Go ahead.
Cat's Corner, guys.
Here we go.
I got this camera for $5 at a thrift store. What? Scoot over.
Scoot over?
It's Cat's Corner.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She needs to know who to start. Anyway, $5 from a thrift store. Anyway, I think it was off Shein or Amazon. Okay, it's one of those two. Anyway, $5. Okay, and you turn. What? And so I got it. I don't know when I got it. We went to the hospital.
Yeah.
So anyway, Wednesday maybe. I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday I got this. Okay, and then tonight I got the SD card. Look, guys, smile. Oh
my God. You're weird.
And so I have that, but then I have a card reader to go into my phone. so I can get the photos off the SD card.
You need to get a life, kid.
This is my life. I just got home from work. I had to deep clean a clothing rack all day, guys. 6 hours, but still 6.5.
All right.
I'm not.
Goodbye.
God, I'm not done. I want to show them a picture of my pizza.
Hey, Deb.
Here's my pizza, guys.
I hate pizza, so I don't have any. I hate pizza. I hate it.
Pizza hates you.
I know. It really does. Hey, Mama.
Anyway,
Oh, I saw when she did that. Good night, Mayor's daughter. I love you so much. Thank you.
Follow me on Instagram for those camera pics.
Yeah. She's crazy. Oh, I hate pizza. I hate it. I've hated it every side. Oh, God, Pink Birdo. What the heck are you doing going live with a great topic when the leaves are... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Don't act like you ain't know. Boom. Boom. So there you are. Not to mention, I have pinned the damn score. Hold on.
Yeah.
Where's my pinned score? Not a problem right here. So they're losing 2-1. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. And listen, racing season is getting ready to start. So along with my beloved Maple Leafs, we will have my 3 drivers. Any though, God, I'm old enough to be his aunt. I am old enough to be his aunt.
Okay, Mom, you say that, I guess. Guys, I don't know how to get to. I don't know how.
Cat's Corner is over. Get out.
No, it's not, Mom. It's over when I say it is.
So, all right.
Okay, it's over.
I mean, I think, Nylander is gorgeous myself.
I'm being annoying with my
Okay.
beeping.
Get out. You're in my way. You're messing up my thing.
I'll come down here to fix her slideshow. Just know you guys see pictures because of me. So
That is not a lie. All right.
I'm too tired to walk up the stairs.
I'm too tired to have it full with you to go.
See, guys, I hope your haters screen record that.
They will. Oh, don't worry, they will.
And I gave them the idea for it. So
yeah, they will effing do it. Shannon hates her daughter. Her daughter hates her. Oh no.
I'm gonna make a YouTube video on my YouTube channel about you.
I wish like a mommy dearest thing. That's fine.
Yeah, and from upstairs. We live in the same house and everything.
Okay.
I'm taking my trash off.
I learned one thing.
I love you guys.
I learned that Canada and the United States do not at all in any way do anything the same. Meaning, in the United States, I could get crime scene photos. Not that I always want them, but I could get crime scene photos from everything. Who's that? All right. In Canada, you're not going to have that happen.
Like this?
So there is no crime. Yeah, thanks. There's no crime scene photos. Okay, let me make myself big again. Well, I'm good.
You need help doing that?
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna leave now.
Bye. I love you.
I love you. I love them too.
Wait a minute. Oh no, I got it. Okay, so it's not the same. Duh. Maybe some of you I didn't know. Mommy tears. I should though, right? You're still waiting on your link. You'll wait till you die, motherfucker. How about that? You'll wait till you die. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I do. Pink, I will tell you what I do, Pink. But hold on. 1 second. As I was saying, they're not all the same. So this happened in 2017, December. Well, between December 13th and December 15th, nobody could find this couple. So they were actually killed on the 13th, right? Weren't found to the 15th. So anyway, and like I said, I got some pictures of inside the house when it was still standing because it's not anymore. And honestly, when I show you all the photos of inside the house, I have seen prison lobbies. not in person, but I have seen them that are more warm and welcoming than this family home. When y'all see you, it's very sterile. It's very cold. There's nothing warm about it. The colors aren't warm. It's just cold. And they had lived in this home for 30 years. Barry Sherman wanted to stay in that home, but Honey, his wife, insisted that they build another $25 million home on Denny Street. He relented. So they were trying to sell this home, which hold on, I guess I could probably just go, but let me, hold on. Pink Birdo, you go wait 1 second. I'm going to let you sit back in the back all night. You wanna? Because that's what I'm going to let you do. You feel me? You feel me, bitch? Because you're getting ready to. All right, let's see. There you go. Sit back there till you fucking die. I don't care. How about that? All right, so this I can remember when this case first hit the news, and it was rumored to be a murder-suicide, because when you get, I think the way they described the crime, and I'll get to the beginning of this, but the way they described the crime was that there were the billionaire and his wife were hanging on a rail above their pool, their in-ground pool, their indoor pool. So when you think of that, right, you think of, okay, hanging. I'm thinking of maybe a perch or like a deck up there or whatever, and that you're hanging with your feet not touching the ground. Hello, Cheyenne. How are you, babe? That's what I pictured. And I think that's what a lot of people pictured. That's not exactly how it was, and we'll see that in a minute. So, also the list of suspects. They say that strangulation is a very, hey Squirrel Gang, is a very personal way. I mean, to injure someone or murder them, because it takes 30 seconds to 5 minutes, depending on who you are or what you're using. It takes that long to kill somebody. Whereas if you can stab them or shoot them, 1 second, you die. Strangulation means you got to stay there a minute, and that is like they say it's because people want power or what have you. So, and then I'm going to tell you how these police effed up, because they shrimp in a wig. Hello, love. How are you? I like that. I like that one. All right, so let's add it right back. You want them? Shrimp in a wig. That is so fucking funny. All right, so I have a timeline of the events, but then I have a timeline of just the 13th through the 15th. And this is a lot. This is a lot. When you get $1 billion on the line in a family, that's a lot of motive. When you get $2 billion, another one. All right. When you get $3 billion or more, even though everybody's going to, in some way, shape, or form, get some money out of this, other people believe that they deserve it even more. So we're going to get into how Barry Sherman, who wanted to be, who got a PhD, I mean, he was a smart dude. He wanted to work for NASA. But he had an uncle named Lewis Winter, who had a pharmaceutical company, generic, in Canada. And every summer, Barry would go up there and work for him during the summer. He worked as a driver. He was a driver of Lewis there. He wasn't doing, boardroom stuff. But then I think he saw how, I'm not going to say it was easy to do this, because it wasn't easy. But he decided that's what Barry wanted to do that and not work at NASA. But he was, as they say in Goodwill Hunting, wicked smart, All right. So there's that. So we're going to get into Lewis Winter, the uncle, and his 4 sons. That's one possible suspect, but absolutely, nothing good came of that. So this is a lot. I almost thought we could do this in 2, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that shit. Okay. So, hey, Courtney, Tawanda, hello. Hello, you love. Oh, thank you for stopping in. My mom is doing as well as can be expected. I don't even think that's true. I think maybe she was not that. I don't know, but I thank you for asking. It's going to be a rough minute here. So, all right. We have to let you go, sweetheart. Goodbye, Austin Matthews. I'll see you in a minute. All right. Here, don't I always make this bigger? There we go. So this is Bonnie. Shit, what am I talking about? This is Barry and Honey Sherman. They had been married 40 years, had 4 children, and they had grandchildren. As I told you before, he was he had a drug company, Aptex or yeah, it's a weird name. And he made his money in generic, drugs. Now, to explain this, when you are a company that wants to produce generic drugs, you have to sue, okay? You have to basically sue the company that's making it and making all the money. It's a lot involved into it. At some point, Barry had 50. Listen to me now. I'm going to say it again. He had at least at one time 50 lawsuits going at one time. I don't know how you would do that, but he did. He always had lawsuits going in the last 40 years of his life. He always had them. Now, when the company got big, right? Well, here's what happened. Everybody in Barry's family apparently died very young. Every man did. His father did. Yeah, I told you the Uncle Lewis Winter that he was working for. His uncle owned Empire Pharmaceuticals. That was the name of it. So when his uncle died very suddenly, Barry, all right, so Lewis had 4 sons. Barry got a partner and ended up buying Empire, but there was also a stipulation that the 4 sons got at least, I want to say 5% to 20% of the company, and that at their 21st birthday, they could work for the company. Okay, so that was the stipulation put into the will and everything. Well, after a couple of years, Barry decides, and his business partner decide they're going to close down Empire and start Apex. All right, or Aptex, whatever. And so that supposedly null and voided the Empire clause where the sons get 6, 7. Hey, bedazzled with Michaela. How are you, love? Oh, I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, so let me do this one. There I am. So this was a lawsuit that also the boys, the boys, it was over. They would lose every single court case that they put against Barry. The last one, they got I think the verdict on the 6th or 7th of December, which they lost again. All right. And they had to pay Barry's lawyers' fees. And so they not only, it was bad. They lost. Okay. They lost. So Barry, which is one of the brothers, has said some really gross shit about his uncle, and we'll talk about that. Jennifer, what are you doing? This is convoluted. All right, so here they are, married 40 some years, 4 children, 3 girls, 1 boy named Jonathan. They were so both Honey and Barry were Jewish. However, Barry was like really just an atheist, but Honey was very, very, big in the, I'll say Jewish thing, but no, fundraisers and whatnot. She was really big in it. So if she was, he was. It was kind of like that deal. So they had this beautiful home. Let me see if I can find it for you. I'm sure I can. There they are. I mean, just regular look. There they are with the new granddaughter. Here's the house. From the outside, I mean, I don't know. But let me show you inside. Oh, no, that's the bodies being taken out. All right. All right, here's the outside. You dummies, y'all get out of there, you dumbo. This is Barry's office. When I tell you that Barry was litigious in this, EVS, how you doing, love? Barry was so, it's like unheard of how many, he had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lawsuits where he would sue, he would do this, he would sue. There are other drug companies who do generic in Canada, and Barry was one of the biggest ones, but everybody hated Barry. The competitors hated him, the drug companies hated him, because they said if you hit him with this was funny quote, if you hit him with the floss water, he's coming back with a sledgehammer. So, I don't know what kind of demeanor that would create. I mean, a lot is known about him, but then a lot is not known. And I've looked. There's this one Kevin Donahue who writes for the Toronto Star. He is the biggest, hugest expert on this case. He has gone and filed suit against the police and this, to get things released. And he's won a lot of them. He's written a book. He has I guess I could link him. He's got like a podcast that he did on this couple and these murders, which is very good. I don't know if I'd read the book, and I simply say that because when you write a book about someone, when you write a book about a subject, you have to pull in a lot of white noise. You know what I'm saying? Like you can talk about how he got there. You can talk about their marriage. You can talk about everything. But when you get down to it, there's a lot of information. I don't know if there's a lot there, but anyway, we'll find out. So they were married. They happy. I don't know. Because they had a really terse, horrible exchange of emails in November before they died, and it was not good. Now I will say this: Barry spent most of his time, most of his life, right in that office, that one right there that you see it. He stayed there until 10 o'clock at night, every night, sometimes 11, but by 10 always. So Honey was the one that had to run the kids to school, run the kids to practice, run to the play, run here, run there, run this. And so that, their mother did all of that. Barry did none of that. None of it. Now, what he did do was coddle each child and give them a lot of money. And so, but why do I keep wanting to call her Bunny? Honey didn't really approve of that method of parenting, and Barry didn't approve of her method of parenting. So what are you gonna do? I don't know. I mean, you can't just throw money at kids. It doesn't work. I've tried it. All right. So they also had their house up for sale. Now they wanted about $6 million around there for the house. They kept getting really lowball offers of $5 million. Maybe it was 7 or 8. I can't remember. They kept giving what Barry thought was lowball offers. Okay, well, so that had been on sale. the $25 million home was being built. I'm going to shake my head right now because I don't get it, but let's take another look at one more little. Okay. This is the indoor pool. Hey, Cassandra. Yeah. Michaela, I grew that stuff out. Hey, Cassandra, my love. I love you, baby. Yeah, like I'm a little late. I thought I was gonna be later than I was, but I'm a little late. Yeah, this is the actual underground indoor pool. What you're seeing here is this. Do you see that rail right there that's going? That rail is about 3 foot tall, all around the pool. That's the railing that the couple was hanging from. 3 foot tall. I'm not saying it can't be done. Kill yourself like that or to kill. But I mean, this is, when they say hanging over the rail of the indoor pool, they meant a 3 foot high railing. So that's going to be gross in a minute. But anyway. All right. So let's get, let me start this. I'm going to give you the timeline between December 13th and 15th. It's very important, all of this. I've got shit everywhere. I really do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a secretary. Okay, so Barry and Honey were both at Apex, that's what I call it, headquartered, late into the afternoon on Wednesday, December 13th. They had a meeting with architects from the firm who were designing their new $25 million mansion. Okay, so that ended around, I think like 4 or 5. It was like that. Honey left the company at 5 o'clock. Barry stayed there, but had told his coworkers that he had to be home early, but never said why. Because I'm telling you, his normal routine was leaving anywhere from 10 to 11 o'clock at night. So, his last known email from the company was sent between 6:30 and 8:30 p.m. Now, I don't know why they can't narrow that down. Hey, Aunt Kathy, I love you, baby. Hello. But they got it. Sources say it was, by the way, a business email, and not like, hey, anybody else. The content of the email isn't known, but it was business related. And it also is not known if anybody in the company responded to that email. I don't understand why they can't get that out, but anyway. So both of the Shermans went on their way on that Wednesday. Okay, so that Wednesday too. Also, their trainer came to the house. Okay, the trainer came to the house. When I say trainer, Barry was like not even a little bit excited about having a personal trainer. Honey, a little bit more. But they were seen that morning by the maid, the trainer, everybody at Apex. And then they left. Okay. So Honey went to the mall. Hanukkah was coming up. And she went to the mall and grabbed some presents and whatnot. Barry stayed at the company. All right, he stayed there. He left, and let me show you this. Hold on. This is 50 Old Colony Road. That's it. So that's the home that we're going to go back to. Thursday, no one talked to them on Thursday. No one talked to the couple. Wednesday on the 13th. All right. Buddy got home. Honey got home. I would think it's 8 o'clock. She got home from the mall there. Not bad. Yeah. So Barry got home. I think it's like 9:30, which was really early for him. So that's it. No one has talked to them after that, right? No one has talked to them after that. So the maid comes the next morning. The house is empty. They're getting phone calls on their phones left and right. They're getting emails left and right. The couple, they're not answering any of them. But some people said that's really not unusual. But it was unusual. So nobody talked to them on Thursday. So when Friday morning rolled around, people were getting a little bit more, something's wrong. No, but they don't go missing. Thank you, Aunt Kathy. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. I got a rough month coming up. All right, so let me hold on and eat this. I can put ice in my mouth. I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't want to crunch it because it's loud. All right. Now, so Friday morning comes around, December 15th, 8:30 a.m. The housekeeper and the gardener, I'm using the word gardener very loosely because really all this person did was show up once a week to water the plants inside the house. I guess there's money in that. I don't really know. But so, I mean, they're called a gardener, but they just water plants. All right, so the maid got to, with her in her groove there, got to doing what she does. And the trainer showed up. Nobody found him. They're like, yeah, it is. I think, okay, the Black Mafia, I've got a favorite suspect as well. We'll discuss. We will discuss. Okay, so so this house had basically almost 4,000 square feet per level. So you had the basement, first, second, third layer. This was a big house, huge house. 7 bedrooms on the second floor. I want to say there was a whole kitchen also up there somewhere. All bedrooms had their own ensuite, bathrooms, of course. They had 9 bathrooms in the house altogether. One was downstairs, and it was towards the front of the house, and it was for company only, guest only. Honey never even went into that damn thing. That's going to come in a minute. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, so the maid had her shit to do, but she said that every time she showed up for work, Barry was perched. Her words. He was always perched in the kitchen reading the paper. That's what always happened when she showed up. It never did not happen. And that morning, Barry wasn't there. She thought that was odd. And little did we know. So around 10:30 a.m., 2 real estate agents came. One of them was Barry and Honey's. The other one represented the couple that was going to go and tour the house as a possible buyer. So that got underway. They still could not get a hold of Honey and Barry. They couldn't get it. In fact, their real estate agent was getting kind of a little fed up because she had asked Barry to put down some specifics of the house that she needed to kind of juice up the interest. And he hadn't done that. And so, hey, Crazy Train, I know I'm late, so you're not that late. So the couple was looking at the house. So they go down to I say basement, we'll just call it basement. And let me get to that part. Okay. What you're seeing is the very far end of the pool. The door was actually all the way, if you look to almost in the middle, see where the pool, goes. There's only one door in and out of that pool, in and out of that pool. Only one. And it's way down there at the end. So this is the very far end of the pool, which it's hard to say because there's not a lot of pictures of this. So there was only one doorway into that pool, and here you go. And this is the side where they were found on. So, all right. So the real estate agent opens the door and can see from back over there that something isn't right. Okay. Now that pool had not been cleaned or vacuumed or anything for the last 3 weeks. Nobody ever used that pool anymore. All of the kids were grown. They didn't use it. The children didn't use it. So, it was just basically just sitting there. So when real estate agent walks in and she sees at the very end of the pool what she thought were perhaps mannequins or some kind of joke. Somebody was pulling some kind of joke. Because there are, I'm going to show you in a minute, these statues that are in their basement, like rec room, that they've had since the 70s. And some people think that the couple was like fashioned after the statues. I don't know about all that, but it is what it is. All right, so she walked there. She was like, oh my goodness, what a stupid joke. She shuts the door rather quickly and says, I'm sorry, we're not supposed to go in there. Knowing something wasn't right. So I think one agent leaned on to the other one and said, we've got a problem. We've got some dead people at the pool. We got some dead people to the pool. So I shouldn't make fun of this, but I'm sorry. Now, I'm going to show you. I don't have crime scene photos. All right, so Barry, this is very important. Let me add this right here. Barry Sherman and Honey were frugal with their money. In fact, the morning of the 13th, Honey shows the trainer these two belts that she had bought for Barry, kind of like at a mini mart. And when the trainer kind of laughed, she said, "Why did you get them there?" And Honey said, "They were on sale." Okay. Now, this is Barry's 10-year-old Mustang that's got rust all the way through the bottom of that thing. But that was his car, and it's a soft top. So it was actually snowing. So they think that's why he pulled into the garage, the underground garage. It had 6 stalls. Honey also drove a 10-year-old SUV. Here's kind of funny. This is how frugal they are. So Honey, I don't know why I'm doing this. I had a group of friends and they all went, no, okay, I'm sorry. They all like to go golfing, right? So she was actually, they would gas up the car. We're not going to fly in a private jet, even though we're billionaires. We're going to drive and we're going to divvy up the gas money and we're going to stop for, sandwiches, not a meal. And so, down to earth, I guess maybe is what you could call it. I don't really know what you could call it, but to me, it's a laugh. So now the agent, the couple go that are looking at the house. The agent comes upstairs and says, they are dead. They are dead down there. And the water, hey, just Grammy, how are you, love? I know, right? Listen, Austin Matthews, I'm puzzled too. It's exactly why I had this look on my face all through the damn case. Oh, thank you, Just Grammy. I really love it. I love it. There are the statues. Now, I can probably get that big. Well, I don't think I can get that bigger. They were life size. They were weird. Were they part of this? I don't. Okay. Yeah, well, they were dead outside the pool, but they have a little a diagram in a minute. I'll show you. So this is the entrance of their home. Yeah. Well, that doesn't to me say it's inviting or lived in. It looks like a sterile hospital that you would go into, honestly. But that, maybe that's their style. Oh, here's another picture of that I did. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. But to me, I guess I was a billionaire. I don't really know what I would do. All right, here's the kitchen. That ain't bad. That's not really bad. There's not a lot of personality anywhere in this house. You would think there would be, but 6 people, 4 kids and them. There's not a lot of personality. It really does look like one. Here's another entrance. Again, it looks like any kind of mall, orthopedic. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm like, what? You have how many, tens of millions of damn square feet in? This is what we got. Here's the bathroom. Boy, okay. It's okay. Now, this is important. This is a very important picture. When they were found dead, okay, the police in Toronto, I hope I never get murdered in Toronto. The police in Toronto said, you know what? Because she went to the mall, we think possibly that she ran into some. This is a convoluted story. I will tell it anyway. Oh, I'd love that tub. So they said, we think that she went to the mall and either ran into somebody she knew who needed a ride. I am not kidding when I tell you this. Or she was carjacked and brought back home. Or when she pulled into the driveway, because this was not a gated home, this did not have any cameras in it. There were no cameras in it whatsoever. No, it had just an alarm. That's all it had. So they said, well, maybe somebody attacked her outside, right? And drug her in. Well, here's why we know that they didn't. Her pocketbook is there. The gifts she bought are there. So she absolutely made it in that house. All right. That is 100%. She made it in that house. And then a little bit later, I'll tell you exactly why we know that she made it in the house. So because we had, the car in the bottom. All right. Because people said that Barry, hello, baby, didn't usually park there, but it was snowing. He had the soft top, and he did. So what are you going to do? I mean, she was also, let me get there. All right. This is actually a crime scene photograph. You can believe it. Now, there we go. So y'all can see where that part of the pool, you see the little, it looks like a number, beginning of a number 1 up there. So that photo that we saw earlier was opposite, facing them from down here. Now, if you look at them, they don't in any way at all look like the statues that are in the house. I don't see it anyway. If they, no. So it is. So you see Honey first. So this one, the one, you can see that there's a little diagram. Honey would be the first one, right? Absolutely, she was the first to get killed. So there she is. I think her feet were actually touching the wall. She actually had a cut on her face, and there was a smudge mark of blood right near the top of her belt, because they were strung up with the belts that Bunny had showed the trainer that morning. Yeah, so Honey got it maybe a little bit better, worse than he did. Not a lot worse, but so then we have Barry there. All right, so Barry, they said his legs were almost crossed. His glasses were perfectly perched on his head. Perfectly perched. All right. So, yeah. Hey, Anna. So Barry actually had on a jacket that had been pulled, down so that his hands were behind him. But we're going to get to the autopsy in a second. So here they are. Now, let me just tell you this. The way they are sitting, or whatever. All right, so, let me just hold on, because, I have to. No. Oh, no, don't remove me. All right, let me do this. All right, so, you ready for this? Okay. So you have the railing, you have the belt. One thing, they were sitting facing up, basically. So the pressure point on those belts were in the back of the neck, not the front of the neck. Okay. So they weren't killed with that belt, with the belts, because of where the pressure point was. Now this is all, this gets sicker and sicker. All right. So police show up. People are like, what going on? And all right, this is Susan Nome. No. And I hope you're well. I got ice in my mouth again. I'm sorry. She was the lead detective on this crime. Susan No didn't show up to the house the night of the day of the murder. Never laid foot in the house. Nope, didn't do it. Couldn't find her there. Now, there was a little guy under her. He went, but she never showed up. The head detective never showed up to the house until 4 days later. So, the police thought this was a murder suicide, that Barry killed Honey and then himself. They went with that for a very long time. So, a woman across the street, to get this, so the cops were going up and down the street, I guess asking for like ring bell things and all that. They got some, but they never ever asked the person straight across the street from the Shermans, who had a clear view of their driveway and front door. Never asked them for nothing. But don't worry, that neighbor, after seeing all the hubbub, went over to the over to the house and told the officer, "We have footage. If you need to see it, we have footage of the front door and the driveway." And that little cop said, "Yeah, we don't need it. We don't need it. We're good." Okay, all right. So that was another flub. So the lead detective doesn't show up. The cop sits there and said, we don't want your damn film. Thanks. And then they make they have a little press conference outside of the house where that second in line detective, and I don't even know, I've written his name down somewhere, but it's why do it? He's worthless. Yeah. He came out and said, "Okay, well, don't worry, listen. No, the public is not in any danger." Making it basically stop it, So the police were called at 11:44. All right, they had pretty much decided what their whole thing was going to be by probably 1 or 2. All right, but so yeah, ain't good. It ain't good. So the people across the street ended up going on vacation, and I think every week or so the tape, whatever, would redo itself, so you would use the same tape. So they did get one little part of somebody walking in front of the house at 9 o'clock that night. I'll show you that in a minute. So the children of them didn't like and didn't think that it sounded, this did not make any sense in what the police were saying. So they hired their own pathologists. They hired their own detectives that were former police detectives. They hired an entire team of people. So when the bodies were taken to the morgue, one pathologist did both of the autopsies on the 16th, which is Saturday, the day after the murders. Calypso nurse, how are you doing? So this was Dr. Pickup, and that's his real name. I can't make it up if I tried. Dr. Pickup. Let me find my autopsy. This is not good. What is going on in this house? Hold on. I have it here. I know I do. Okay, so here we go. Now, Dr. Pickup, again, his name, did the autopsies. Now, Pickup had examined the crime scene photograph. Oh, honey, baby, I love you, honey. Please feel better. I love you. He had the crime scene photos. He actually, I think, in the room were the detectives and maybe Susan Nome. I don't really know. She might have showed up or not. I don't know. So he's performed the autopsies. He misses a lot of shit. And when he is done with his autopsy findings, he is marked it indeterminate. indeterminate. Now, he saw the same thing that we're going to talk about in just a second when the family's pathologist did a second autopsy a couple days later. So anyway, Dr. Pickup could not say if it was a murder-suicide. That's what everybody wanted him to say, but he wouldn't say it. But he still looked at the results of his, he knew it wasn't right. He knew it wasn't right. So in comes the pathologist for the family, very well known, and he went along behind Mr. Pickup, and he found some different stuff. Found a little bit different stuff. He found that when you look at the neck of both people, there is a very thin piece of something that they were actually strangled with. Not the belt, not the huge belt hung upside down, right? But a very thin something they were both strangled with. He also found where their wrist had been tied with the same type of whatever strangle. It was, what was it? Compression. Oh, what did he? It's the dumbest name for strangulation. I'll find it. Now the problem with that is there was nothing found in the house or any of the bodies. There was no pieces of anything. There was no little ties, nothing. So whoever got their necks and their wrists took the shit with them when they left. That's not murder-suicide. That's a double murder. Now, what Dr. Pickup did say when he did his, well, I can tell you this. It's either murder-suicide or double suicide or a double murder. That's as much as he would. He won't comment off that. Thanks, God, for a lot. Love you. All right. Now, so none of that was there. Somebody, I think it'd be, not to mention, let's just do this. His real name is Dr. Michael Pickup. Oh, shit, you know, I did. It really is. Hey, Suzanne. It really is Dr. Michael Pickup. I know, you can't make this shit up. So, now my thing is this. Barry owned a drug company, a pharmaceutical. If he wanted to murder and suicide, you know, he could have brought home any number of drugs that would have been probably a lot easier to do. That's just me. I don't know. That's all I know. So we have the second pathology. Now, but listen to me. I say listen to me and point you. I'm sorry. But if the family had not hired that second pathologist, we all would have thought, and everybody in the world would have thought that this was a murder-suicide. If they had not hired that second pathologist to do a second autopsy, we wouldn't know the truth. We would not know. We don't know the truth now on who did it, but we know that it wasn't no murder-suicide. So that was weird. So a couple days later, they had the memorial. I think that was on the 20th. Let me look. 21st. The 23rd, or so December 21st, they had the memorial. On December 23rd is when the pathologist conducts the second autopsies. And then it's soon after that, they are finally interred, you know, where they are. Another, when the water, I hate to call her the plant waterer, when that real estate agent came upstairs and told the maid and the trainer they're dead. The plant water runs down there, right, and goes and looks at her. Hey, Flash, how are you, love? And mind you, they have been there for 36 hours. The bodies have been there for 36 hours. A lot of shit happens to the body, you know. So this is why initially it was thought that they were like beaten really badly, but no, they were there. Their whole faces were black, almost black. it did look like, I'm sure they did, look a horror. I don't know why anybody would volunteer to go there and look. I'll call the police and I'll wait for them to get here. I ain't going in there. So that's another little thing. So on January 6th, 2018, that was a couple, weeks after the murder. The police changed their mind. And they said, well, maybe it wasn't a murder-suicide. It was probably a double murder. Oops. Oops. Wow, we didn't know. Oops. So they had to come out and say, oh, we were wrong. We were wrong. Oops. Oops. That's all I can say. January 31st of 2018. That's when we're going to get into how this shit got even weirder than it was before. Barry Winter, who was Barry's cousin, and I'm sorry, it's Carrie Winter, was Barry Sherman's cousin, the child of Lewis Winter. So he makes a pretty explosive interview about his cousin, and he still to this day believes that Barry killed Honey and then himself. But see, it pays him to think that, and I'm gonna tell you in a minute. On October 26th of that year, Alexandria, which is one of the daughters, offered a $10 million reward for any information leading to the prosecution. Hey, Mom Jeans, $10 million for any information leading to the arrest and conviction. Not long after that, Jonathan, the only son and one of the actual trustees in the will, said, no, I'm going to offer $25 million too. So it's the $35 million reward. It's still in play, by the way. That $35 million is still in play. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And so if you're some bum off the street, I don't know how you could have, you would have to have committed this murder, gotten away with it by nothing in that house. All right, so I've skipped something. Hold on. All right, so when the police were there that day, no, the maid went around the house. I'm sorry, I forgot this. She noticed in the bathroom, right off that hallway in the guest bathroom, Honey's phone was on the floor in that bathroom, and the maid picked it up and said, "Well, that's weird. She never comes in here." Puts it on the counter and continues her work. Right. So what we believe happened, because I wasn't there, what is believed to have happened is Honey got home. Either they were there, the people were there, or if they knew her, if they didn't know her, I don't know. But Bunny knew enough to take off running. All right, probably to that front door, and she was caught. And that phone went slide in that bathroom, and that's where it stayed. Now, when Bunny was found, Honey, why am I calling her Bunny? When Honey was found, there was a pair of shoes that Honey would put on every night, every day when her inside shoes. I have them. Y'all probably do too. Just a pair of shoes she wore to the house. Honey had those on when she was killed. And there were actually little drag marks that those shoes made. So Honey had time to get in the house, put down the packages, put her shoes on, right? Take one shoe off, shoes on. Also, I can't believe I forgot this. Robbery was not a motive because Bunny had $7,500 in her wallet. Cash, obviously. That was not touched. There was nothing in the house that seemed to have been gone. right? There's nothing valuable that was ripped out of the walls or anything like that. Nothing. So, robbery was not a motive. That's number one. We know that for a fact. Now, I don't know about, robbery of a different kind, possibly. So we've got the police had to begrudgingly 6 weeks later go, oh, okay, maybe it is. All right, it's a murder. It's a double murder. Okay, I'm going to show you. I'm going to try to show you this man, okay, was walking up and down the street in front of the house that night. This happened. This was at 9:00 the night on December 13th. He does have a very distinctive walk, and let me. Oh no, I'm sharing it. Thank you very much. This one. Is that the one? Yeah, I think that's the one. All right. Am I over? We over here? Oh, we are. Okay. All right. Hold on. Hold on. Let me make this very large. I should be able to hit play, and this goes.
Identify. Could this be the suspect? What do you make of this?
Oh no.
Yeah, the police released that as part of I've had this.
So they say he's got a very distinctive walk. And he doesn't, he is rather oddly. I mean, the police are pretty sure that that's the guy that murdered him. And let me just go back one tick and we'll just look at it again. Does he have an odd walk? I mean, maybe he does. I don't know. Now, this is from the neighbor's house. This is not from the Bunny and them's house. So not from there. All right, then we're gonna remove that. Oh shit, fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. They're pretty sure that that this is the guy, right? So I mean, maybe, I don't know. I do not know. All right, hold on. I got to go all through this again. Sorry. Yeah, is that the one? I don't know. They're pretty sure that that's the guy. I don't know. I don't know. No, I want you to go away, people. No. Stop. All right, here we are. I'm sorry. Oh shit, I did it. I did it again. Fuck, hold on. I can't. I am so technology. Yeah, I will say this. He does have kind of a stiff back, and that he's not looking either way. I mean, I don't know. Nobody knew who he was, and he's never been back. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Are these small? I feel like I have this really small. All right, let me check on the game. All right, so then again, there we go. That's the rail they were hanging off of. Now let's talk about Lewis Winter, the uncle where it started it all. So Lewis Winter let me grab him. Hold on. I have my little, I got my stuff all in my little, this is the investigation and suspects. This is the autopsies. We've already done that. This is, when the police had to come back and say, well, all right, maybe he was murdered. Fuck, I don't know. And here we go. Lewis Winter. Now, this is the father of Carrie Winter, a cousin that has constantly sued Barry Sherman literally for tens of years, okay? There has not been one case that he's ever won. And even when they lost the last case on December 6th, 2017, 10 days before the murders, he had already appealed it, right? So this just couldn't die out, right? He would not let it die out. But I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to give you one version of what's going on, and then I'm going to give you another version of what's going on. when I read this, let's go back to it. All right. So Barry's uncle had started a pharmaceutical company in Canada. Barry worked there during the summer. It was called Empire. It was the first Canadian firm to license and manufacture medicines like Valium. Hey, oh, Kathy, my love. Thank y'all. You know what I'm talking about. Thank y'all. Oh, hello, Nitty. I just found that, if y'all, you know what I'm talking about, today, because I haven't been near my phone that much and I've been run ragged. And thank you both very much. I cannot thank you. Hey, Rain Girl, you're a little late, but it's all right. I know I'm like an hour and a half. I always think that's too long. Okay, so the company was incorporated in August 21st, 1959. It had been a while, you know. It was incorporated under Empire Laboratories Limited. It grew and became one of the largest pharmaceutical business in Canada during the 1960s. Again, this was, and until his death, the Lewis Winter died on November 5th, 1965. All right. So, being the first, like, generic, doctor, whatever. So, the children were too young to run it. His 4 sons were very small. And in fact, when he died, this is what I don't understand either. When he died, his wife had died, I think, either a month either before or after he died. So these children were orphans. They were literally adopted out. Now, you would think a family could have taken them, but no, they were adopted out. I thought that was weird, but whatever. So yeah, Lewis died at age 41, very, very young, very young. Just 17 days prior to his wife's death from leukemia. Yeah, and all the boys were under 7 years old. So, all right, so stick with me here because this is going to be a lot of befuddledness. Okay, so the Empire group of companies purchased by Lewis Winter's nephew, Barry Sherman, on August 23rd, 1967. He, along with his high school friend Joel Usher, they borrowed money, about $400 and some thousand to buy the company. Okay, they bought the company. Empire was still Empire. The boys' trust and their 5% equity. I mean, it was all still there. All right. Now, okay, this is where it gets a little weird. So, Barry and Joel closed Empire Laboratories, closed it, and opened up Apex, whatever the hell. So here's the part of the litigation. The boys say, wait a minute. No, my father told you that, you got this company from our father. And you now say that you don't owe us when you did owe us. They were upset. I'd be upset too. If I thought this was going to happen. I had a 5% equity and I could have done, worked there when I was 21 and worked my way up. And no, that's not what happened. So a court has said all along that Barry was perfectly within his rights to do that, and that he owed them nothing, because that first company where all of the agreements was closed. So the boys thought different, and so did every lawyer they have. I mean, lawyers love this shit. They'll just keep suing. Hey, you're gonna keep giving me money. So yeah, I mean, I get both. I get both. Now, again, I think I forgot something. Now I gotta go. Yeah, they really did. He did. So I'm going to talk about the cops one more time. Now, what the cops didn't do, what they did not do, was any fingerprints in the house. No. Why would they do that? It was a murder-suicide. So why would you conduct an investigation? Okay. They came back like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks later and wanted the maid's, prints, the trainer's prints, anybody else was in the house. But by that time, it was corroded because the police had ended their investigation. The company, the people that the family owned, had hired, finished their investigation. So there were fingerprints all over that damn house. Even the girls that Honey had gone golfing with in November, their prints would have been all over her car. They were never called to get their fingerprints, even when the cops thought that she'd been carjacked. This was flubbed so much. I can't even, it was like not one thing they did right in any of this, which means that whoever did it, I'm going to get to that in a second. All right, so if you read one thing, you see, it says that Barry was right and he didn't have to give the kids anything. Then you read a little bit over here and you think that, oh my God, no, Barry was very wrong. The judge even agreed. And so this is what Barry would do to people though. This is what Barry would do. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but he had a friend named Frank D'Angelo. And Frank D'Angelo was kind of an idiot. He wanted to be, he was a beer brewer. He was a actor. He was, what else? He had so many, different titles. Just a failure at pretty much anything, While police flood this badly, I start wondering, $1 billion is a lot of fucking money. 2 billion is even more. 3 billion is a lot. And the cops and everybody else think that he was really worth 10 billion, because just the company that he owned and the profits, he became a billionaire. They weren't counting anything else that he had invested money in. So they think his net worth was up in the $10 billion range. And you go fight over that shit. So again, this was multi-decades that they went on with this. Carrie Winter made the claim that he knew that this was a murder-suicide because Barry had contacted him and asked him several times to kill Honey. Well, that's a bombshell. However, there is a YouTube channel. What is it called? The Fifth something or other? I'll find it. They talked to Carrie. They gave a lie detector to Carrie about this claim that his uncle had several times asked him to kill his wife. He failed that lie detector test pretty good. He also, Carrie said, that he had a fantasy about cutting Barry's head off and rolling it down the sidewalk in front of Apex. What? What? Yes, he said that was his fantasy, to cut Barry's head off and roll it down in front of the store, as you would call it, the store. That's not weird, though. That's not weird at all. Not at all. Yeah, I know, right? With family like this. So that seems a little, something's wrong there. Something's wrong there. So then I've mentioned Frank D'Angelo. Now, what happened was Barry would invest in anything that his friend Frank D'Angelo, he backed a brewing company. He backed any he was the producer on the movies that Frank was making. He gave that man a lot of fucking money. Now, and I say that because when you're talking about this many millions, that's fucking money right there. Now, another thing that Barry did was these boys, right? The 4 boys. One of the boys died, but his widow is now part of this, right? Oh, sorry, I thought you just got it. He gave those kids many millions of dollars, many millions. He bought their homes. He backed stuff that they wanted to start. Barry backed it. However, Barry, every time he gave them a loan, would make them sign an IOU. That's going to be, yeah. He made them sign an IOU every time. So when he passed away, when he died, all that shit got called back. Okay. So when the boys had lost the case on the 6th, they were supposed to pay $150,000 towards Barry's court costs. That was their first amount. Barry kept getting pissed off, and he kept telling his lawyers so they wouldn't pay it, right? They just kept suing him. Hit him again. So basically, they should be paying $1 million in just his legal fees, all right? Which they haven't done. But when he died, those IOUs became, a thing. So now they owe the estate around $10 million, around there. Now, also what Barry did, his son Jonathan. You don't really find out a lot about the girls. The girls are pretty quiet. But Jonathan, who is my age, I think I am 3 or 4 months older than he is. So he's in his early 50s. He also gave his son a whole fucking lot of money. A whole lot. Now, Jonathan had a business partner as well. Now, Jonathan is also a gay man. He had a husband. And they wanted children. Okay. So Barry paid for all of that. About $400,000 to $500,000 so they could have children. All right. He also gave Jonathan a lot of money for him and his partner to start a self-storage place. Now, I don't know. I don't know how much you make doing the self-storage. I don't know. They had 9 different spots, though. I don't know how much the money. So they also wanted from Barry at one point to $150 million because they wanted to buy all of this land around this one lake, turn it into, Lollapalooza up there. I don't know if Barry gave it to him or not. He probably did. But Barry ran into some trouble. And he lost a court case big time. He was going to owe about $1 billion. $1 billion with a B. He was going to owe that. No getting away around it. It was going to happen. He lost. Okay. He rarely lost, but he lost this time. So what Barry decided to do was he told his son, I'm going to need you to mortgage every effing thing you got, right? Every business I bought for you, because we got to come up with, X amount of money. And Jonathan was like, well, I mean, what am I going to need my stuff for? I mean, sure, I owe you probably around $100, $200 million. Yeah, and Jonathan and his effing business partner never did it. They didn't do it, right? So Barry kept on emailing, right, and saying, dude, you got to do this. You got to I'm getting ready to be a lot of money out of here now. Hold on, let's catch this up. Let's catch this up. I'm sorry. Now, they lost. Can you believe it? This is the view of their property. Not bad. So basically, all right, and let's do this too. The son and the business partner had offices inside of Barry's business, the Atex, whatever that was. They had offices down the hall from him, but they did this email thing because Barry wanted to have a conference with Jonathan, he did not want the partner there. Jonathan did want the partner there. They had an argument about that. The partner was telling Barry, well, it's going to take us a lot longer to get everything, appraised and all that, so we can even begin to mortgage it. And Barry's like, I don't care what you do. Get the money. They did not get the money, but they did do this. They did hit Barry up for more money around mid-2017. They hit him up for more money. And he told the police, well, I mean, he didn't really need us to do it. I mean, he didn't really need us. Yeah, he was going to owe about $1 billion, but you know what? What are we going to do about it? Barry liked to give people money. He liked to do it. So, where he's a horrible person, you look at him, he's a horrible person for this, and this. But then he does something really nice, but it's never really without a price tag. Like the boys never thought he would call in the IOUs when his death actually called him the IOUs. So they are absolutely suspects in this. Yes, 100%. They are suspects, especially Carrie, who seems to be the mouthpiece. You don't hear nothing from the other, siblings or the widow. We have that. Was Carrie Winter ever in Barry's home? I wouldn't think so. They were not, family. They were not friends. So I don't think that Honey walked in the house and saw Carrie Winter. They're like, what are you doing? No. Oh, also, I knew I was going to forget this. When the maid got there, she went to a side door and noticed that the burglar alarm was not on. And she thought that was terribly weird because they always turned that on at night. But when she went to that door, it was not on. So, they got stunned. Oh, shit. I also forgot this. Hold on. God bless America. Hold on. I knew I was going to forget stuff. I always do. That's Carrie. That's that little weirdo right there. Is it the Fifth Estate? I think that's the name of the YouTube, Fifth Estate. That is where they take, the lie detector, and he fucking fails it. All right, so let me go back to this. I knew I was going to do this. I knew I was going to do it. All right, where's that damn fucking... I'm sorry. Okay. This is the bottom, right? Yeah, it's been a lot of those, Vicky. It's been on, yeah. All right, so now I didn't put a diagram up. There is one door in and out of this 6-bay garage in the basement. All right. And when you leave the garage, there's a very, very, very long hall that you have to go down to either go into the pool or go upstairs. Barry's BlackBerry was found in that hallway. Also in that hallway where I told y'all, hey, Charlie, I told y'all that he promised the realtor that he would put together some things. SDA, he promised the realtor he would bring some, something to sweeten the pot on this house. They were laying there too. So Barry was attacked there, right there. He did not have any, scratches or any bumps or bruises. So apparently it looks like Honey was attacked upstairs. What room? Nobody knows. When you've got 40 steps, they're pretty sure it was on the bottom. They're pretty sure it's when she ran, tried to go for that door, that her phone slid into that bathroom that nobody uses. So, So Barry never made it out of that hallway after he left that car. So yeah, all right. I get ahead of myself and I get behind myself. All right. I don't know what I was saying before that. Okay. Let's go to this. Who benefited? That's what I think, Squirrel Gang. I think they did know him. And that is why I probably initially, when Honey went into the house, maybe she didn't panic, or maybe she did. I don't know. We'll never know. But there are suspects. They're not very good suspects. Well, I think one of them is very good. But let's talk about the suspects. Who benefited from Barry and Honey's death? That's a big question mark. So, therefore, children absolutely benefit from it because everything was split evenly. All right. They actually, in the wills, they didn't get all of their money until 35. They got some of it at 25, some of it at 30. Yeah, the kids were already that old anyway. But anyway, and that's what they got. Now, Jonathan would have got a little bit more because he was actually one of the trustees of the thing, so he'd have got to take more, but not really. I love when you hide the bushes. Thank you for hiding the bushes. But I will say this. Jonathan had more to gain than anybody. Anybody. Because he didn't have to pay his dad back now. The hundreds of millions of dollars that he owed his dad. He didn't have to pay it back now. And with his dad gone, sure, they might hit up, the company for all that money, but Barry was gone. Jonathan never wanted to be in that business either. He didn't want the pharmaceutical business. He didn't care anything about it. Nothing about it. Which kind of upset Barry, but what are you going to do? Then you have the Winters, right, who felt that they had been denied. I'm not saying they were or they weren't, but it seems to be if you got a couple $1 billion, throw him some. Hey, evil ghost. Hey, Flavor. Hey, Peachy. So if I'm sitting on $2-3 billion, like, hey, Mitt and Mama, y'all go to Mitt and Mama's. They did pretzel things today. Pretzels. Telling you. Okay, so my big one, Jonathan. Jonathan had more to gain than anybody. Yeah. He didn't want to follow in his dad's footsteps. He didn't want to work the pharmaceuticals. He would not have given a shit. He wasn't gonna care enough to go take people to court. Burying them. They made one of the very first HIV medicines, the AZT, that killed a lot of people in the beginning because they didn't have it quite right. But Barry's company is one that made that a generic so that people could afford to take it. They did a lot of good drugs. Okay, when I said, clip that one. They sent drugs over to Africa for children. They sent them not with a price tag, not with a bill. They sent drugs over there like that would save a child from something completely curable. All right. So these were good people. Don't get me wrong about that. Honey was very good. She gave a lot of money to a lot of people. But let's do this real quick. There was, in November of 2017, a rather unfortunate email exchange. I knew I was going to forget that too. Not good. It was not good. It was not good at all. Fuck. What did I do with it? Fuck. Where is it? Basically, all right, because I can't find it. Basically, it's here somewhere though. Honey wanted to go. She's down in South Carolina, right? Golfing. She sends him a email and says, "Listen, I gotta find it now. Hey, honey, I'm down in South Carolina. What you doing? Oh, by the way, will you please go with me to the some Cohen? I don't even know. Somebody's memorial thing. Will you please do it? Let's go. Come on." He says, "Not going." Not going. That was his thing. And fuck me. Where is it? It was not a nice little thing. I thought I tore it out of here, but maybe I didn't. He said, "I'm not going." She said, "Oh, come on, let's just try to get along." I found it. Okay, here we go. I know I'm back and forth a lot, but y'all know me. So we think that people think that this email exchange that I'm about to read you was why this could have been a murder-suicide. Okay, but it's very telling. Okay, so November 7th, 2017, Honey sends a email to Barry that says, and this was at 5, no. I'm just reading, hold on. On 4:33 a.m., Honey emailed Barry, please go with me. She meant to this memorial, dead 1 year thing. Please go with me. There was a tribute to Leonard Cohen, so that was probably a big thing, on the anniversary of his death. Barry goes back at 6:34 a.m. I'm not going. Not going. Honey responds at noon that day, please, all caps, please, try to get along. Won't work long unless you understand. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Try to get along. All right, I'm sorry. At 5:09 p.m., Barry responds, let's try to get along. Won't work. Unless you understand what the problem is, and it appears that you never will. That will never happen. Sorry. Honey responds at 10:43 p.m. that night. I do understand, but I'm not alone in this. I would try if you're willing as well. And then she writes, and then she puts, okay. This is a little thing. Yeah, no. Yeah. So then we have Barry fires back with at 11:04 a.m. from his BlackBerry, the one that that he lost. Apparently, you do not understand. You have been abusive to me for over 40 years. Whenever I ask you to stop, the response has been, you stop. You were all persistent. You were also persistently abusive to our children, which you remain unable to see. Meaning she doesn't see what she's done. And you remain insensitive in how you deal with them. Honey writes back at 11:27 p.m. Okay, I hear you. That's the end of the conversation. There you go. That is the end of the conversation. So, were they rosy and wonderful? I don't think they were. I don't know. I told y'all in the beginning that, Honey had to raise the children alone, taking them to school, taking them this and that. He never did that. He stayed in the office till 10 or 11 at night. His idea of parenting was throwing money at them. They didn't agree with each other's parenting skills. Okay, I get it. All right, so then we go back. Let's go back to who would benefit more. Frank D'Angelo's on that list. I do not know why. Because Barry really liked him. And he gave him a lot of money. Now, to this right now, D'Angelo has actually got a tea company that's doing very well. He's doing well now. But yeah, the IOUs came in from the kids. Now, Honey's sister Mary was her best friend and her sister. Let me go back. Let's go up here. No, I know, Austin girl, buddy. I know. I don't have a picture of her, so I'm just trying to. Apparently, in 2016, Barry Sherman created a trust for the children and grandchildren of Honey and himself and his own, parents. No, sorry, not my parents, but sisters and their thing. That was in 2016. No one knew about that trust until shit hit the fan and they died. So her nephew and her niece that are twins from her sister sued in Superior Court Jonathan and two fellow trustees to provide a full accounting of the mysterious trust Barry set up the year before he died. The twins believe that trust holds more than $500 million. and that they and other members of the extended Sherman family are entitled to some of it. According to the application, Barry set up the Bernard Sherman 2016 Trust, has a tax planning strategy, and named as beneficiaries the 22 children and grandchildren of Honey's siblings and his own. Now, where is that today? Don't know. So the twins supposedly are suspects. I don't think so. Then we have the Winter boys. That's weird, but I don't think so. I think the person that had the most to learn, most to gain was Jonathan. Absolutely, Jonathan, 100%, 100%. Now, what happened was this ended. Okay, Jonathan, who was, even though he was not the oldest child, he was the only boy, though. He even coined himself the heir apparent. He told his dad, I'm the heir apparent. You got to let me do what I want to do. And Barry said, yeah, you're the heir apparent, all right. But, you got to, this is when he was trying to get into mortgage the damn companies that he had bought, that Barry had bought. All right. So the children, 2 years later, I don't know how the things are done in Canada, but they had to petition the court to have the home torn down. They did not want it anymore. They didn't look at it. Nobody was going to buy it. There were 2 murders there. They just wanted it torn down. And a judge and counsel said, fine, we'll do that. 3 days before that demolition, a urban explorer got into the house. I wish I could show you photographs of what he saw, but he posted them and then quickly took them down. Usually within that time, somebody's able to snag it, right? Nobody did. But he said when he went into the house, of course, no one else knew he was there. There was furniture still in the house. There were photographs still in the house. There were clothes still in the house. There were business papers still in the house. There was a whole safe, full of Honey's medications, pain meds, sleep meds, heart meds, still in the house. So the kids didn't care enough to go get their shit. Yeah. They just left the shit in the house, and 3 days later, it was demolished. Unless the guys that did it went and got, there was leather couches, all the furniture, everything, papers, photographs, everything that family ever had was still in the damn house. So it got torn down. And funny enough, Jonathan and the children and the 3 girls sold the company. So now they got even more money to roll around in. I don't even know if the company's even still there. I don't even know. It probably is. I would imagine it is. But you'd think that with Empire too, way back, in the 60s, you would think that Empire still was the thing, but it wasn't. So yeah, they basically sold off everything their parents ever had, and are probably living a great life. I really don't know. Now, I told you Kevin Donovan from the Toronto Star is an absolute expert on every aspect of this case. He would probably shudder with disappointment at how I have presented it. I've been busy. Sorry. But anyway, he knows everything about it. Now, Jonathan finally agreed to speak with Kevin Donovan. But there were some ground rules. And he told Kevin where to find him, right, Jonathan? And so Kevin is going down this windy ass road, like dirt road, finally comes into like a clearing, and there's a garage, and there's like a cabin, and he is shown into the garage. 2 folded chairs and a heater. Jonathan comes in. All right. They speak for I don't know how long. Every 30 minutes, and this is all Jonathan all the time, every 30 minutes, the head of security would come into the garage and say, "Is everything okay?" He would say, "Yes, everything is fine." So Jonathan is scared shitless that somebody's going to go kill. Yeah, obviously going to kill him. He is absolutely scared shitless. That might be why the sisters never really did anything out. They did during the memorial. They didn't speak, but they were standing behind Jonathan when he did speak. If you're that scared somebody's gonna kill you, hey, buddy, you might be a little, and it could be, I think it is. It absolutely is a guilty conscience, 100%. So for my money, here's the beautiful home. There it is. I mean, that's that it was leveled. That's what it looked like after it was leveled. And I showed you that photograph. I should have probably put them side by side. Didn't I think about it? That when it showed it when it was, well, let's do it. So keep this in your mind. Hold on. We'll go back over here and look. That's what it was, and that's what it ended up. That's what ended up there. Yeah, the lot has been sold. I think it was sold for $4 million. I don't know if there's anything on that. I don't know if somebody built on it. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to. I don't think I'd want to. I'm too much of a believer in unsettled, whatever you want to call them. I think if somebody's murder is unsettled, if they're not at peace, they're going to, no matter what, they're going to, I don't care what you built on that, they're going to show up. That's just me. I mean, I could be wrong. So, again, for my money, Jonathan, 100% Jonathan. Y'all go and y'all can go back over. There is a podcast, and I think it has about 8 episodes in it that Kevin Donovan does, and it's brilliant. He has thought about this every way but Sunday. All right, and he wrote the book, well documented, and whatnot. Now I had to. This is what I hate. It happens all the time too. Gnocchi, this is what I got to learn from you, Mitt Mom. Gnocchi is one of my favorite things, and I always just buy it. She makes gnocchi from scratch. Look at all of them. I said this today. Watch the recipes for the Super Bowl so that you can make sure you get the right ingredients tomorrow in the morning when you go to the store. Make sure you get the ingredients, and they do it right there. They do it step by step by step. Benton Mama and Joe. And that you are not lost. Okay, do that. Yeah, so I do a lot of these things, yeah. Oh, this is what I was going to say. This is so stupid. All right, so Toronto Star is one of many newspapers where you can only look at maybe 3 articles, maybe 2, and they make you subscribe for like $1 or and I did that. So I'm reading every single one of Kevin Donovan's stories about this. He's been doing it since the day they died. He's quite brilliant. In fact, what we all saw right here, that is not him. That is not him. But hold on, he was on the beginning of that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, hey, Care Bear. I do too, Vicky. I do too. So does my husband. Let me take that. That's probably. Oh, that's a whole nother case right there. Don't bother that. If you want to do this on your own, I almost invite y'all to do that because it is such a rabbit hole. You get down in these rabbit holes, and I guess it'd be the same. Let's think about this. Every single family on Earth, right, has got shit they don't like about somebody else in the family. All right, it's just one of those things. And you put $1 billion on top of that, and then $2 billion, and then $3 billion, and then possibly $10 billion. That's a lot of reasons. They have a $35 million reward that has never even, no one has even attempted to come and get. And I thought about this myself. If the cops had absolutely fingerprinted the entire 40,000 square feet of this house. Jonathan's would have been there. His parents. They were his parents. He grew up in that house. His prints would be there. So that's one thing. It would be there. We wouldn't even have to explain it. Yeah. So there's that. The kids ended up with a whole lot more money than I think. I don't really know. I don't know. It makes me. I like awakened. Yeah, I'm saying. They say that money is the root of all evil. Yeah, I think it is. It definitely doesn't buy happiness. But think of a $35 million reward that no one has ever attempted to lay claim on. No one. So that tells me either the person who does know what happened is sitting on a whole lot more than 35 million, meaning his husband, because or in my somebody is sitting on more money than 35 million. And it's not even, who cares? Or whoever did this was so brilliant that they've gotten away with it. Now, I feel like I say that at the end of every mystery. Either somebody was lucky or brilliant. Maybe a little bit of both. But again, 35 million, nobody's even attempted to go and get it. So that tells me a lot. Now I'm gonna put all this. Hold on, I gotta grab it. I gotta put it in the folder, and I gotta put it in the drawer. I take too many notes, but I don't care. Now I think next week we're going to do the boys on the track. That is in Arkansas. It happened. Oh, thank you for being. Oh, I love y'all being here. I missed y'all. It really takes an act of God not to get me here. And my mother falling last week was the act of God. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. That's cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do there. I hope that I'm able to do this next week. Honest to God, things are so with my mother. I don't even understand what's going on. I don't understand. I know that like a lot of older people, when they have a really bad fall or really bad break or something happens, it is kind of they'll just do a nosedive, right? And this nosedive, though, in her Parkinson's and whatnot, really started a couple of months ago with her her Parkinson's only really fools with her balance. She's not one of those people that have tremors or anything like that. So, but obviously things do change. So her balance is really not good. She wouldn't listen to me, and she wants to be independent, and I get that. But that's not going to happen. And so since last Saturday, they had the brain bleed, and then that went away. So she does have like kind of black eyes right here, but no, she looks bad, but it's she's 80 years old, and so bruises come really easy. I don't understand why we've had this, and nobody can really explain it to me. So Monday morning, I'll be there. I spent the night there that Saturday night. I stayed over there. I left, if my aunts came, I got to come home. And now that we're in, the rehab is just really down the street from me. So she's like 2 minutes away from me. And I don't know. I don't know. I am. I really am. I really am. She's my only parent. My dad, fuck him. He might be dead. I don't really know. She's my only parent. My thing is, and I know she's not watching this, so I'm good. I'm scared that my 103-year-old grandmother will will have to bury her daughter, because that will end my grandmother. If my mother passes away while my grandmother is still on earth, it will end them. It will end her. And so you try to keep the 103-year-old mother kind of updated, but not really. And I think my grandmother knows. I talked to her tonight when I was there. She called, and she knows. She knows that I'm not telling the truth. Hey, Lisa, Lynn. She knows I'm not telling. She knows I'm not telling her everything. She knows it. But what do I do? Thank you, Whistle Down. I'm glad that y'all. Thank you, Lisa Lynn. Thank y'all for showing up. I'm really sorry I missed last week. I mean, again, it was I had to miss it. I'm gonna try not to miss anymore. I told y'all on the March 10th, I'm gonna be down and out for a while. So I don't know when I'll probably maybe not even come back till April. I don't know. I'll try. I mean, thank you, Mint Mom. I appreciate it so much. When you're in there and it's bad like that, and you could feel it. When I was ill in the hospital, I could feel that. I could feel the prayers. I could feel lifted. Right? I felt it. My family felt it. They felt held up. So they work, and I appreciate it. And I'll take every one of them that you can give me. I'll take them all. So we're gonna get as many of these done until March 10th, and then after that, no. Yeah, well, again, boys on the tracks. I probably tomorrow will name it something that y'all would know. That's a story of two boys being found laying across railroad tracks, and a train. I think they were in sleeping bags. I really can't remember. A train could not stop. Right? They couldn't stop that, and ran over the boys. And so it looked like they had either passed out there or whatever. And when they did blood tests, the blood test showed that they had more THC in their systems than any human could possibly intake. And so the parents said they were murdered. I don't know. I have to go back because I haven't, in a while visited this. I don't know if the police agree. I know they didn't agree. This was also on the old Unsolved Mysteries. That's how I remember it. So, that's going to be, I got to go look at that and see what's going on. However, I'm telling you, you're right. There's nothing about this that doesn't have creepy all over it. Here's the one thing that pisses me off. Susan Nome and the little assistant detective person both got promoted after this. She doesn't show up to a damn crime scene, and she gets promoted. And then the little doofus that did show up has it all wrong. What? They got promoted. All right, way to go. I know. What the fuck is right? I mean, when I am holding, it feels like the world on my shoulders right now. I have to protect my grandmother. I have to protect my mother. I have to worry about it. I mean, like she called last night. I was, I come home. She called me back up there. I had to go back up there because somebody, something happened, and I had to show my ass a titty bit, and not bad, but I let the people know, look, I am unhinged. I am not well. I can show you my medications. I will flip in a second. I don't give a fuck. So I would have her not. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, but anyway. I'm the whole. Like I said, whoever doesn't try to claim a $35 million reward has got more money than that and doesn't need it. And that would probably mean somebody who was married to one of their children. Oh, I don't know. So, okay. I love y'all. I will see y'all next week. God willing, and the creek don't rise. I will see you next week where we will do the two boys on the tracks, and I will get their names and have a much better title for that than tomorrow. So I love y'all, and I thank y'all for waiting on me tonight. I was a little late, and thank you for being excited about this. And just every week you show up and you make my day. You make my day. You really do. And you 300 that always come later, thank you too. You think I forgot about you. I love you, Aunt Kathy. I really do. I love you all. And I will see you next week. All right. Bye. Okay, bye. Okay, Caleb, bye. Caleb, bye. I do that to my kids. Caleb, bye.